we are joined now by Jessica Coody. She's from the Husker Radio Network. Jess, how are you this morning?
Good morning. Hey, it's a little early for me. I need to tell Shane I'm only taking windows after 9:00.
Well, hey, listen, if he
Sonny,
would have done, if he
sorry,
would have
my
done,
dog's barking.
oh, here we go with that little spoiled pooch. If Shane would have done what I asked, you would have had more flexibility. But apparently, he was on his own schedule getting you booked, considering we asked for you last week.
It's all right. We'll forgive him this time.
Well, why are you riding with this guy when we work together? Like you.
We're good. Shane and I are good.
Okay, all right, you're all right.
Shane thinks I'm funny, so
That's unfortunate. Hey, by the way, yesterday at practice, why were you so cool that you had to go sit by yourself?
I just like to sit up high. You guys were in the corner over there, and I couldn't see what was going on. And for me, like, I know the guys that are not going to play, but some of the guys that are going to be scrimmaging, I want to make sure, I know who they are.
Well,
I didn't
the heck
know,
with you wanting to be good at your job.
What?
I said, the heck with you wanting to be good at your job.
Well, when we started this whole planning process for the broadcast, it didn't look like what it's going to look like tomorrow. So I want to make sure I get guys' names right.
Hey,
so here's the $1 million question, because I think DB still doesn't know what it's going to look like. Are you going to fill him in at some point? Because he's a little iffy about it.
The thing, I don't really know either.
Wow.
I think we're
so we're all in trouble.
You're not joking.
We're just, hey, I've been saying this for like 6 weeks now. We're just gonna roll with it. I don't know. I mean, I know that Emmett's gonna join at some point. Dylan's gonna join at some point, and we'll make through it. But I think some of the competitions that they're gonna have, I think, are gonna be pretty fun. Now, I don't know how that translates to radio, but DB's gonna have to be calling some play-by-play of some calf roping. It's gonna be fun though. I'm excited for the day, and I think we'll make the most of it. DB and I will have fun no matter what. And you know what? If they can fire us if we're terrible at calling spring games, I guess.
As fluid as this thing has been, we thought we had a plan Tuesday. Then we joked about it Wednesday. I think it's still different today. Like, what do you think? Why do you think it's been so hard to land the plane?
Well, I think because when you add the scrimmage elements to it, and then you have timing now that you don't want to be there for 6 hours if you still do the original plan, and then you add in a whole nother scrimmage portion to it. And I think it just has, as they figure out what they want to do right with the day, what Coach Rhule and the staff wants to do and get accomplished with the day, that's ultimately the first priority. So as that's continued to evolve, then they are figuring out how to fit in the other pieces. So I think that's kind of where we're at. But hey, ultimately, as long as I think they just want to make sure that they're putting on a good product for Husker Nation. And it's there's a lot, I can tell you behind the scenes, there's a lot of people working on this that have been working on this. There's a lot of moving parts. And so, they're continuing to adjust as needed as the changes happen. And I still think it's, if there's one thing I know about Nebraska and just the product of the production on the field or court, whatever it might be, it's top notch. And so even though they might be kind of scrambling or, adjusting on the fly, it will appear that it's been planned like that the whole time. They will do a good job executing it. There's no doubt in my mind.
So, Jess, if you need any help here on kind of translating a not super radio product over the air, I did once do a internet broadcast for a cow pie bingo fundraiser.
Wow.
So I do have some expertise in the area if you guys need a little help.
Can we get back to this calf roping thing? How did I miss that in all the meetings?
It's been broadcast. I mean, they put it out there. Elijah Judy put out his practice. Coach Rhule talked about it in his press conference. Heinrich Harburg's calling out Coach Cook. How did you? I'm confused how you missed it.
Because all right, I'll tell you. So the first time I heard it, I thought people were. I took it as a joke, so I didn't pay it any mind. I'm dead
Oh,
serious.
they've got robo ponies.
Oh God.
Like, so it's not just like a roping a dummy. Like the steer is going to be moving.
Roping a dummy, kind of getting me where I need to be on the road, huh?
I'm just like picturing DB trying to analyze all of that, you know?
Oh.
He's gonna break down the mechanics of the throw. I think he's gonna get after it.
So I assume I'm starting on the field mic'd. Is that what we agreed on?
Yeah. We both have my sideline mic set up, so we'll be able to roam on the field.
Okay, and we can be close enough together where we won't get the whatever happens when we're.
Well, that's why I told you need to bring your earbuds, because you will not have a headset, so you can hear me talking no matter where you are.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna write that down. Bring my own.
And I'll have to tell them again tomorrow morning.
Not
all
funny.
right. I'm
It is
prepared
not
for what I got.
Funny. Why don't you just pull some out of that never-ending, ridiculous backpack you have with has 55 Radio Shack things in it?
I probably do have an extra set of earbuds. I probably need to make sure and bring it because there's a chance you'll still forget, even though I've told you 5 times.
Have you seen B-Mac's emergency kit? His is like the GOAT. 55 chargers, different HDMI, USB, like USB 2s. He has something for everything, and he just rolls it out like a cosmetics case or something.
Yeah, listen, when you've had to be on this side of it for a while, you understand you get put in just about every situation where you have needed something that you don't have. And it might not ever happen again, but you're never not going to be prepared for when that happens again.
So for the games and stuff, from a fan perspective, is the interaction portion of it, we kind of viewing that as kind of the fun part where we kind of let them be involved as we're doing it? Because that's kind of cool trying to make that happen through radio.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
Or challenging. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I think that's part of the day and talking with Coach Rhule and just yes, they want to get stuff accomplished with the scrimmage portion of it. But I think there's a lot of thought process put behind the Pro Bowl and just the being able to see these guys. He said, we've got a lot of great guys with a lot of fun personalities that you don't always get to see. And so maybe providing that kind of opportunity for fans to get to experience these guys differently than what they normally do. So I think it's going to be way more interactive than a typical spring game. And, I think there's going to be a lot more opportunities for fans to interact. And we are going to be able to talk to guys and get them on the mics whenever. I don't know if you have if there's a list of guys you want to make sure we get on that are not playing. I think it's kind of open to what we want to do. We can grab guys and pull them over onto the broadcast, whatever. And I think that's the fun part. And I think Coach Rhule wants that. He wants guys to be able to be exposed in a different way that maybe they don't normally get to be.
I think you should try and have DB interview one of the robo ponies. Get anything out of it.
I see what you're trying to do. I don't appreciate that one bit. Let me ask you something. How much of what you thought we saw from Coach Rhule, because clearly he and Troy Dannon were the only two for a while and the first two to know about the new scrimmaging procedure. How much do you feel like was him kind of realizing in the moment that this was kind of the last hurrah for some of these guys, and how much he hates the transactional part of that job?
Yeah, and I think the players wanted to be able to play.
Yeah, I agree.
As much as the it's going to be fun, and they're trying to do something, and there is a competition part of it. Ultimately, there's not they're not playing football, and I think the players really, and again, this is just from my perspective, and I think the players really wanted to have that kind of opportunity, and Coach Rhule listened. I think that's maybe a part we're missing out on this too. There's a lot of layers to why I think they transitioned into having the scrimmage, but I think ultimately a lot of the players wanted to be able to do it, especially probably those guys that we'll see how the 105 and if it changes with the grandfathering in. But if that is ultimately what has to happen, then yeah, there are going to be guys that are playing on Saturday that will have, that's their last opportunity to be out there in Memorial Stadium probably. And so I think that really probably was eating at Coach Rhule and giving them that opportunity. But ultimately, I mean, people can say whatever they want, but I think ultimately he's got his players first and foremost in his mind. And if they wanted to have that kind of opportunity, then I think he wanted to provide that for them.
You get to see a lot of these guys and kind of their personality traits, and that was one of the things that I always appreciated about your wrestling coverage, because those guys don't get the spotlight a ton, and you get to hear their voices. But in a similar vein, there's some guys, the Vince Genitones and some of these guys that you kind of watch and you see what they're doing. Is there a part of you that wants to see some of these guys like kind of flourish and do well just from getting to know them on a different level than maybe we do as fans?
Yeah, that's, I think, what I love the most about this role that I've been in and have been able to be in from Oklahoma to here, is being on the side of it where you are part of the team. And so you get to know these guys and then you root for them. And that's all the sports. I want to see them do well. When you build those kinds of connections, you want to see them shine. And I've just been out to practice a few times this spring, but there is, and we talked about this the other night on Sports Nightly DB, but when Coach Rhule said that they coach everybody the same, that is facts. I mean, They do it from the number one guy to the number 125 guy, whatever, right? They coach everybody the same and they have the same expectations. They have the same standards. And I think that's why it's been such a good spring, because now this group has all bought into that and they compete and they want to go out there and do what they're expected to do. And so, yeah, I fully expect every single guy that gets an opportunity on Saturday to put their best foot forward, to absolutely put their best performance out there, because that's what's expected every time. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see some of these guys get a chance that they might not otherwise have had, especially a lot of reps, right? Because a lot of times when you have a spring game, you do have some of the starters out there, at least for the first quarter, and then you pull them, and then you're going through the twos and then the threes. But for 4 scrimmage periods, you're going to have a lot of opportunities that they're just going to get more opportunities. I think they're really fired up about it, and I'm excited for them to get that kind of opportunity.
Jess, is there something that none of us really know how this is going to play out tomorrow, but is there something that you're particularly either excited or interested to see how it actually unfolds over the course of the day tomorrow?
I think those sidebar competitions are going to be hilarious. I think again, Coach Rhule talks about these guys wanting to compete. I mean, I talked to Ja'Cory Barney yesterday. He's guaranteed to win.
Hey, that little dude is wild, man. He's something
There's
else.
no competition for him in the fastest man. They shouldn't even run it, because he's the hands down the fastest guy. But Coach Braden, you hear him talking all the trash about the wings eating contest, and so I just think getting to see these guys compete in these different. I mean, there's a tractor tire and they're going to be a relay with a huge tractor tire. I mean, the roping. I just think seeing these guys compete on a different level and have fun with it, I'm really excited for all of that. I think it's gonna be hilarious. I know people are a little bit like, what's going to happen, what's going on, but I think it's going to be a great show, and I'm here for the show. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, especially in a day and age where we put so much like fake pressure and this pretend anger, and like, what's wrong with just having a day of fun? Like just having fun.
Because ultimately, DB, I mean, I think for as high as the expectations are, and they work really, really hard.
I mean, did you not see how many did you watch yesterday? Is that not intense? Like, what was Hunter saying to those guys? That was wild. And I'm like, they probably need some Madonna downtime.
Well, and then every O-line, D-line guy I've talked to this spring have brought up when they going up against each other that there's been
all the fight.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's been some scuffles, which you like, but then they love each other. You know, I mean, like there was time where Justin Evans and Keona Davis, they were.
Yeah, which by the way, look,
What?
before I hate to interrupt you, but by the way, you're one of the few that's actually heard Justin Evans' voice more than when he's at the podium because is he not the most legit tough guy they have? Like, for a guy that doesn't say anything, he's terrifying.
See, I think he really embodies what Coach Rhule wants. I think they are all really, really nice, kind human beings, but they're completely opposite when they step on the
He is a
football.
mean spirit. Like, and people leave him alone. And I get it. Keona's a big, strong, mean kid too, but those guys, it's just fascinating to watch them go back and forth.
But I on the field, they might, get after it because they want to make each other better and they're competing. But like off the field, because here's Keona going through his first kind of media session and Justin Evans is coaching him up, and like, I think that is the perfect picture of kind of what Coach Rhule has built is like, they are going to get after it on the field but when they walk off of it, it is a close-knit group. And I think they do have a lot of fun that we don't always get to see. But I think here is the opportunity that we are going to get to see them having fun on Saturday.
Do you have a sleeper in any of the competitions that you are keeping an eye on? Somebody below the radar like Elijah Judy in the calf roping, or you got a sleeper you want to give people a heads up on?
Man, I don't know. I got the list. I need to look over the competitors in some of these competitions. But
I'm glad you shared that with me, JC. I feel good about that.
I just got it. I just
wait.
got it.
Oh wait.
I'm a little busy.
Jeez.
I don't know. As much as I fully believe in Ja'Cory's confidence, I don't know if it's going to be a runaway in the fastest man. I think there's some other guys that might have some speed, and they all want that title, right? Ultimately, they want that title. So I'm trying to think what else. I think it's going to be a little a fun competition between the specialists, the field goal and punters. I think they might battle it out. It might be closer than you think.
Hey, I thought yesterday was a good day for those guys.
I've been impressed with them all spring. Not to, I give anything away, but I think we get so caught up in talking about all the other stuff that I think that maybe falls to maybe behind, not to the forefront of the conversations throughout the spring. But I think that's been a good battle, and what you want to have options there of guys that you can run out there in high pressure situations and knock down an important field goal. And I think they feel like they've got multiple options there.
I know Emmett is your guy, and we'll hear from Dylan as well as part of the planned unplanned deal. But I'm tempted to give the headsets to and go walk away. Is this guy right here? Like, is he not? Is he? He's the only guy so far that exceeds any of the whatever you think about him and his personality. It's more
yeah.
in person. It doesn't matter what you think. It's more in person.
Jeremiah Searles, who is, part of our team and we do a podcast with, and he, Coach Eckler recruited him and he talked about that. And so, I feel like it's kind of like one of those things like, and then you go out there and absolutely, I mean, you can tell he talked about, he instills this like want to in guys, want to be a part of special teams. And then you go out there and you see why guys want to be a part of what he's doing and the kind of the fieriness and how that translates and how it's contagious, it makes you want to run through a brick wall. So yeah, absolutely. I agree. And I think you can see an excitement when you ask guys about special teams, and you can see an excitement when you ask them about being a part of it. So yeah, I agree with you.
That's Jessica Coody, Husker Radio Network. She'll be on the call with DB tomorrow.
What time did we decide? You gave me two options with a question mark.
Well, the pregame show starts at 1.
No, for me, the time we're starting.
11:30.
Gotcha. And I figured out my electronic ticket. Keith walked me through it. How about that?
I was talking to him yesterday. I was like, well, you're probably going to have to explain it to him. You might need to go ahead and just print it off for him. It'll probably be easier.
I asked, and he had fun making fun of me. I was like, wow, you too.
He said, is he like this every time? I said, yes.
That's not true. Hey, if there's one thing I can do, it's order a lift.
Well, I mean, debatable. You might go to the wrong stadium, but
Only once. Only once.
But he ordered it correctly, just didn't give him the right destination.
But the thing is, he stopped doing it because now I have to do it every morning.
I just say to her, what time do I need to be in the lobby? That's it.
That's probably for the best.
Yes, we all
I'm gonna
agree.
have to have a talk with Keith about that. I'm not
No,
like
we
that
were just
all the
joking.
time.
I said that's Stevie for you.
Well, I'm trying. I'm getting better. I'll make sure I bring my AirPods.
No, it has to have a plug, a
Oh,
stereo plug.
so like buds? I don't know. I think I have some of those left. What if
Oh
they're
my
like
gosh,
old?
I'll find some for you and I'll have it for you.
You get so frustrated. I didn't even get a chance to finish. It's fine. All right. Just can't wait to be made fun of. Let's go me.
All right, see you
All right.
tomorrow.
Thanks, Jeff.
Bye.